Hello everyone, my name is Athul and today I'll be presenting about my physics project, which is an automatic hand sanitizer dispenser. This is the preview of the whole project itself, and the next one, as you can see, is the circuit diagram drawn by me, which is a very simple one. These are the materials that have been used by me in order to make this project a very successful one. The first material being used here is the proximity sensor, which is a sensor used to able to detect the presence of nearby objects without any physical contact. A very simple example I could give here is when you have your phone on, when you're having a phone call, when you keep it near your ears, the screen will certainly turn black. This is used as this feature is available because of a proximity sensor. The second material used here is the 32C PNP transistor. The transistor is a semiconductor device which is used to amplify or switch electronic signals and electric power. The third material used here is the resistor, which is a 1 kilo ohm resistor. The resistors are used to reduce the current flow, adjust signal levels to divide voltages in order for the circuit to be working actively. The next material used here is the 6-volt DC pump, which is used to pump the water or hand sanitizer being used here so that we can get the actual benefit of this whole thing. Next is the bottle or jar used here and a cap. The cap has two holes, which enables one to have the tube or the dispenser, and then also one for the pump's wire to connect to the other parts of the whole experiment. This is the dispenser tube with a steel wire placed inside. The steel wire is used in order that the dispenser tube will not sag, and it will sit in our own wish and adjust properly whenever we want it to be. As you can see, this is the steel wire that has been used in the other picture you've seen before, which is the dispenser tube, and this will hold and prevent the tube to sag. This is the soldering iron. This is used to heat solder, usually from an electric supply at high temperatures above the melting point of the metal alloy itself. This allows for the solder to flow between the workpieces needing to be joined and gives a connection between them. The soldering wire is being used in order for the solder iron to make sure that it is being connected to each one of the metal alloys, and it will connect between them. The solder paste is essentially powder metal solder suspended in a thick medium called a flux, which is usually as a temporary adhesive holding the components until the soldering process melts the solder, and it will stick together and make a connection between them. The USB cable here is a micro USB used in order that the whole circuit will get power and the hand sanitizer will work with the help of proximity sensor and the whole pump itself. The single coil wire is being used in the circuit for the connection between the transistor and the proximity sensor. So the glue gun with the glue stick is used to connect or stick the proximity sensor onto the jar's cap. Here is the insulating sleeve tube or shrink tube, which is actually used to insulate the electricity and make sure there will be no short circuit that will happen through these connections. This will be the procedures and methods that has been done in order for this project to be a very successful one. And firstly, I would just want to mention that I will be explaining this first part on how it works, and then there will be a music playing on. Thank you. So first of all, please open the jar's cap, which has two holes in it basically, so that the DC pumps, both parts will enter to it and make the whole experiment work. So firstly, take the dispensing tube and connect it to the part where the hand sanitizer will be released with the steel tube in order that it won't sag, and then nextly cover it with an air tag so that it will not be released as well. Then take out the wire as well in order for connecting to the transistor and the proximity sensor later on. And wow, it does work. Everything has been put together and it has come out very well. Everything works perfectly fine. This is a very good project to do for everyone, as it's a very simple and a very cheap method to do, as you just need, the only hard part here is just to solder it, and everything else is super simple, as you just need a power source to connect it to, and everything will be perfectly done. It's a good thing to do, as the COVID-19 virus will be there. If you touch it, the chances of spreading is really high. So with this sensor, you don't need to touch. It's like almost, the proximity sensor works perfectly, and you can go through this process very easily. And thank you for watching this video, and I hope you like this video. Thank you very much.